and welcome to another session of the transport system in humans. Yes guys, it's another session of transportation in humans. We already know that we discussed that there are two types of transport system in human beings. One is your blood circulatory system, which we are already done. Yes, and the second circulatory system is your lymphatic circulatory system. Yes, so in blood circulatory system we covered about blood, how blood is transported through blood vessels, the various types of blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries, and the most important organ, heart. We discussed the working mechanism of heart. We have already discussed all these. So today in this session I am going to discuss about another important circulatory system in our body. Yes, it is about the lymphatic circulatory system. Yes guys, in this session I am going to discuss about the lymphatic circulatory system. It's also an important, very important circulatory system in our body. It's named as lymphatic circulatory system. Yes, before entering into the lymph or lymphatic system, let me make you easy for you. Yes, I'm just comparing the blood circulatory system with that of the lymphatic circulatory system to make easy for you guys. Yes. So in blood circulatory system, we discussed about blood. Yes, in the blood circulatory system, the liquid part was called blood. Yes, in blood circulatory system, the liquid part was blood. And in lymphatic circulatory system, yes, the liquid part is called lymph. L-Y-M-P-H, lymph. Yes, in lymphatic circulatory system, the blood instead of blood, here lymph is there. Yes, in blood circulatory system, the liquid part is called blood. And in lymphatic circulatory system, the liquid part is called lymph. Clear? Now, in blood circulatory system, blood travels through blood vessels. Correct? Yes. But in lymphatic circulatory system, lymph travels through lymph vessels. Yes. There are blood vessels and here lymph vessels. Yes. And there in blood circulatory system, the organ we read and discussed was about heart. Yes. And here the organ, the lymphatic organs we will be discussing is about lymph nodes, spleen, tonsils. Yes. Clear? Yes. Once again I am just repeating it. So blood circulatory system, blood, liquid part. In lymphatic circulatory system, the liquid part is lymph. Blood travels through blood vessels. Lymph travels through lymph vessels. The organ we read in blood circulatory system, heart. And lymphatic organs, lymph nodes, spleen, tonsils are there. Yes. So without further ado, let's get started. You have to recall what is arteries, veins and capillaries. Yes. So please keep in mind what are arteries, what are veins and what are capillaries. Okay. I will just revise yourself. Arteries, it carries your oxygenated blood. Remember that. Arteries carries the oxygenated blood. Veins carries your deoxygenated blood. Blood capillaries connects both arteries and veins. Yes. And blood capillaries walls are very thin and due to which exchange takes place in blood capillaries. We already discussed in the last video. Yes. So let's begin with the very important topic, lymphatic circulatory system. Yes. So in lymphatic system, lymph, just like blood, lymph is there. The liquid part is called as your lymph. Yes. And the lymph vessel. Instead of blood vessels, I told you, lymph travels through lymph vessels and lymph organs. That is your lymph nodes. Yes. Now, make a picture in your brain about the arteries, veins and capillaries. We had made this type of picture. Yes. Suppose this is artery. Yes. And this is the blood capillaries. And this is the vein. Yes, arteries, veins, and this one is your blood capillaries. Yes, guys. So here what happened? In arteries, we know oxygenated blood is there. It is traveling into the blood capillaries. So in blood capillaries, so this is what the blood capillaries. Near the blood capillaries, number of body cells. Can you see this blue colored circle structure? That blue colored circle structure are body cells, and these cells are very close to your capillaries. Yes, these cells are very close to the capillaries. Yes, now the oxygenated blood, the blood which carries your protein, hormones, digested food, waste materials, all is traveling through blood vessels only. So, arteries here carrying the oxygenated blood, it reaches the blood capillaries, and since the walls of the capillaries are very thin, exchange takes place. And during that exchange, what happens now? Some of the fluid, yes, some of the fluid which contains WBC and plasma, yes, oozes out, comes out of the walls of the blood capillaries. Yes, during the exchange of the materials between the blood capillaries and body cells, some of the liquid part from the blood capillaries oozes out to the nearby body cells. Yes, understood? Here already oxygenated blood is traveling through artery, and artery is connected your capillaries, and in the capillaries exchange takes place, and during that exchange what happens now? Some of the liquid materials, yes, some of the liquid material oozes out from the capillaries and remains in the blood cells, remains in between the blood cells. No doubt, some of the liquid material again return back to the capillary, but still, some of the liquid materials remains in between the body cells. Yes, and finally the exchange is done, and the veins carries and takes that deoxygenated blood. Yes, but what happens to that liquid which is in between the body cells near the blood capillaries? Understood or not? Simply, arteries is coming with oxygenated blood. Arteries are connected with blood capillaries. Yes, and I told you that exchange takes place in the blood capillaries because the walls of the blood capillaries are very thin, and near the blood capillaries your body cells are present. Yes. So during the exchange what happened? Some of the liquid, nearly 10% of the liquid from the blood capillaries oozes out of the walls of the blood capillaries and remains in between the body cells. Yes, in between the body cells, and finally exchange carried out, and veins carries the deoxygenated blood to heart for purification. Yes. Now, here that liquid part is in between the body cell. Yes, what will happen to it? How will it be drained out from that body cell? It's a big question now. Yes, the liquid which oozes out from the body cells. Yes, the liquid which oozes out from the blood capillaries and remains in between the body cells need to be drained out. And if it is not removed, we will have to face a big trouble. Trouble in the sense, you might have heard the name of the disease, elephantiasis. Yes, what is it? Hathi pav, जिसको हम बोलते हैं हाथी पाव. Yes, and because of this disease, what happened? We get a legs get swollen. Yes, because these tissue fluids which are not drained, it gets accumulated in there, and we may face again lots of problem there. Yes, guys, once again I am repeating. So artery is carrying the oxygenated blood. Yes, clear? Yes, arteries and veins are connected in the middle blood capillaries. Done? Yes, and I told you that in the blood capillaries, the walls are very thin. The walls are very thin and exchange takes place between the blood capillaries and your body cells, because body cells are very near to the blood capillaries, and during that exchange what happened? Some of the liquid from the blood capillary oozes out and remains in between the body cells. Yes, exchange took place and finally vein carries the deoxygenated blood. Then what about that liquid which remains in between the body cells? And that liquid which remains in the body cell is called lymph. Yes, that liquid. Yes, guys, that liquid which oozes out from the body cells and remain in between the body cell is called lymph. Understood? Yes, some of the liquid oozes out from the blood capillaries and remains in the body cells, and that liquid is called as your lymph. Lymph is nothing but it's a combination of your plasma. I told you about plasma, yellow in color. Yes, so it's a combination of plasma and WBC. There is no RBC in tissue fluid or lymph. Yes? Understood, guys? Yes? So when exchange takes place, some of the liquid oozes out and remains in between the body cell. That liquid is called as lymph or tissue fluid. That liquid is called lymph or tissue fluid. This lymph is a combination of plasma and WBC, white blood cells. There is no RBC. And because it has plasma, it is yellow in color. Yes, it is yellow in color. So it contains plasma and WBC and less amount of proteins, and it doesn't contain the larger molecules. Yes, lymph contains your plasma, WBC and some proteins and doesn't contain any large molecules. Now, the thing is that tissue fluid or lymph need to be drained out from the body cells, or else we will be getting the disease called elephantiasis. Yes, we will be getting the disease elephantiasis. So it need to be removed. That lymph need to be removed from the drain out from the body cells. But how? Let's discuss about that. How this lymph or tissue fluid needs to be drained out from the body cells. Let's move on to the picture. You can see the picture over here. Same here. These are the body cells. These blue colored circles are body cells, guys. Yes. Yes. And this black dot like structure is your lymph. Yes. You can see there this blue circle are body cells. Yes. And this black dotted liquid like structure is called lymph. So, there are number of capillaries. Yeah, apart from blood capillaries, there are number of capillaries in our body. Yes, see, this is one capillary. This is one small capillary, and that capillary is called lymph capillaries. Yes, apart from blood capillaries, various small capillaries are present inside our body, and these small capillaries are called as your lymph capillaries. क्या बोलते हैं? Lymph capillaries. Yes, these are called lymph capillaries, and these lymph capillaries, yes guys, this lymph capillaries combines to form a big duct-like structure or a big structure. These lymph capillaries combines to form a big structure, and that big structure is called as lymph vessels. And these lymph vessels and these lymph capillaries carries this lymph. Yes, it carries the lymph. Understood? Once again, So these are the body cells. The blue spherical structure are called as your body cells. In between that, the liquid which oozed out from blood capillaries are called lymph is present. Yes, apart from the normal blood capillaries, some small capillaries are present, that is called lymph capillaries. These lymph capillaries drains out or carries out these lymph from the body cells, and this lymph capillaries combines to form a big structure called lymph vessels. Yes, lymph capillaries combines to form lymph vessels. Understood? First thing, the lymph is carried by small capillaries. Remember and note down. Lymph is carried out by small capillaries, and that capillaries is called lymph capillaries, and the lymph capillaries combines to form a very big structure, and that big structure is called as your lymph vessels. Yes, that is called as your lymph vessels, through which this lymph is traveling. Yes, and two or more lymph vessels, again two or more lymph vessels combines to form a very big duct-like structure that is called lymphatic duct. Blood capillaries, ठीक है? Blood capillaries, they combines to form blood vessels. Two blood vessels combines to form a big duct-like structure that is called lymphatic duct. That is called lymphatic duct. And this lymphatic duct is of two types. Right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct. Yes, understood? Lymph capillaries combines to form lymph vessels. Lymph vessels combines to form lymphatic duct. Yes, and the two lymphatic duct, right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct, these right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct again combines and enters into your right vein and left vein. Enters into your right vein and left vein, and finally both the veins open into vena cava. Vena cava, remember guys, we have read in the working of height, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Yes, and this vena cava carries your deoxygenated blood, which we already discussed in the mechanism and working of heart. Yes, understood? Yes, here what happened? The lymph is there. Lymph is carried by small capillaries. That capillaries are called as your lymph capillaries. Lymph capillaries join or combine to form lymph vessels. Two lymph vessels combine to form a large duct, that is called lymphatic duct. Two lymphatic duct, right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct. Both the lymphatic duct then opens into veins, and veins finally opens into your vena cava. Understood? In this way, this is the only way by which the tissue fluid or lymph is drained out from the body cells. Understood guys? Yes? In this way, the lymph is drained out from the body cells. I hope you are understanding. Yes? Or shall I repeat once more? Once more, I will just give you a small summary of it. So, instead of blood, lymph is there, lymph vessels are there, and lymph organs. Yes? So, arteries carrying the oxygenated blood, it moves into your blood capillaries. You just imagine that structure, the blood capillaries that join arteries and veins. Yes? Then what happens? Yes. When exchange takes place in the blood capillaries, some of the liquid oozes out. Some of the liquid oozes out from the blood capillaries and enters in between the body cells. No doubt, some of it return back, and veins carries the deoxygenated blood. Yes. So, some of the tissue fluid, some of the liquid remains in between the body cell, and that liquid is called as your lymph. The liquid which remains in between the body cells during the exchange is called as your lymph or tissue fluid, and our body's job is to remove that lymph, or else we have to be facing a lots of trouble. Yes? So that need to be removed. Then how it is removed? Again come to the picture. Here the body cells are there. The black color dotted fluid like structure is called lymph. Yes? Small capillaries are there. That small capillaries, yes, drain out that lymph, drain out the lymph. The lymph capillaries join and combines to form a big structure called lymph vessel. Two lymph vessels again combines to form a big duct-like structure, and that big duct-like structure is called as your lymphatic duct. And there are two types of lymphatic duct, right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct. Again, both these duct joins with right vein and left vein. Okay? Right vein and left vein. And both these veins, the right vein and left vein, again opens into vena cava, and vena cava carries these deoxygenated blood to heart. I hope you are understanding. If not, you can pause it and listen once again to the video. Yes? Now, let's move on to the lymph organs. Yes, let's move on to the lymph organs. First one, lymph nodes. What is lymph nodes? It's nothing but node-like structure or intersection in blood vessels. Yes, it's a hindrance, lymph nodes. Yes, lymph nodes are intersections. Lymph nodes are intersection or nodes present in the lymph vessels. Yes, and these are generally bean-shaped in structure. These are bean-shaped in structure. Understood? Lymph nodes, it's a node-like structure or intersection which is present in the lymph vessels, and it is bean-shaped. Done. Next come another lymph organ, spleen. It's present near our stomach. Yes, it's an organ, lymphatic organ. Next, thymus, it is present near neck. Tonsils, it is present near neck. Yes, and the most important thing need to remember is the function of lymphatic system. What function we have? We know that this lymph contains plasma and leukocytes, WBC, and you have read that WBC produces antibodies, and these antibodies helps in building immune system and fighting against the diseases. Yes. These lymphocytes helps in preventing us from diseases because it produces antibodies. It kills the bacteria. Yes, and it keeps our body clean. Understood? The various lymph organs. Lymph nodes. Yes, guys. It's nothing but your intersection or nodes. It's a bean-shaped structure. Your spleen, the lymphatic organ present in the stomach, present near stomach. Then comes your thymus and tonsils. They are present near our neck. Yes, guys. And finally, the most important function you have to remember is that it contains lymphocytes or WBC, which prevents us from various diseases because it produces antibodies. Hope today's session is going to be a very important session for you. Please pause it and listen it carefully again and again. I will give a small summary again. Yes. So during exchange, some fluid comes out, remains, जो बोलते हैं ना फंस जाता है. Yes, that remains in between the body cells. Yes, and that remaining liquid in the body cells are called tissue fluid or lymph. Yes, that need to be drained out. How it will be drained out? Lymph veins. Yes, lymph veins. First remember, lymph veins. कौन combine करता है lymph veins? Your lymph and two lymph capillaries. Lymph capillaries combine to form lymph vessels. Two lymph vessels combines to form a big duct-like structure that is called as lymphatic duct. Lymphatic duct right lymphatic duct and left lymphatic duct. Yes, both these duct opens into right vein and left vein, and finally both these vein joins to form in a vena cava, and vena cava carries this deoxygenated blood. Hope. Yes, you all understood today's concept. Please go and revise, and I will meet you soon with another interesting topic of life process. Until then, stay safe and be at home and learn new things. Bye.